Every life has a story, and every story is worth sharing. Your story, my story, and our story speak of victory and defeat, joy and sorrow, resilience and vulnerability. They are not just our story, they are Christ's story in us. They are Kingdom Stories from Down Under.
I met Alex almost 20 years ago near Rome in Villa Alba as I was traveling and sharing the gospel. And little did I know that he will come to Australia with his wife, with his boys, and we will journey together in various ministries. We'll travel together to Indonesia and go in the jungles and share the gospel, and he will share his testimony. Then be part of church plans and many fundraisers where he would bake and make pizzas for us and just encourage everybody to contribute and be part of mission work. It is a true privilege to have in the studio here with me tonight, Alex Savencu. Alex, welcome to Kingdom Stories.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's been a while. You know, I wanted to interview you for a long time, and I'm just glad that God has given us this opportunity to finally have you on the show.
Okay.
Mate, Villa Alba would have been 2002 or 2003, maybe.
Yeah, around that time. And in that time, I didn't speak any word of English.
No, you were speaking Romanian and Italian.
Yeah, so tonight is an adventure again.
How long did you spend in Italy?
6 years.
6
6 years altogether, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So born in Romania,
Yes.
in a family of
One of the 11.
11 children.
Yeah, I'm second of the 11.
Second of the 11. Wow. That's amazing. I
Yeah.
met your dad. He's a
Yep.
great man. And life as a child, quite tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously, there wasn't a lot of abundance in that period of history.
Look, we've been blessed. I can say I never actually. We are like 11. The family was our grandparents came from the village, and we live in the city. And our grandparents came and lived next to us by another house. So we like imagine us, them, and every time we friends, we have other friends, and we like the house was like a school.
Yeah.
It was like uh, unbelievable. Now my dad lives in that house, and he's like, "What do I do with this?"
Yeah.
It was a time like that. We enjoy.
As a child, would have been
It was
wonderful
amazing.
time.
We did have a lake next to our house. We like swimming. We have our own swimming pool.
Natural one.
Yeah, so we never been bored.
That's right.
Never have that moment like, oh, I'm bored. We never knew about this word.
No, it wasn't in the vocabulary.
Yeah, it was.
Playing, were you allowed to play soccer?
Oh yeah, that was one
whole
of the
Highlights.
Yeah, well, it was yeah. You know, mom was saying like, no, you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to come and learn. You know, reading stuff. My mom was really orientated on like teaching, education, and stuff. So she was really tough on us when like it's like now me being tough with my kids on the gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
School life?
School life good. I left pretty early. I did my first 8 years of school. I did it in my town, but probably because
And the town was?
it was Botoșani.
Botoșani. Okay. And just before we go, but your parents were Christians, so you grew up in a Bible-believing Christian family. A Baptist, Pentecostal? Baptist, okay. So you grew up in Sunday school with a lot of activity in church. Okay, so you were familiar with gospel, prayer. Okay. So year 8, you finished year 8. You would have been what, 14 by then?
Yeah, something like that. And I decided to leave my town and go to the high school in different city. At that age,
in Iași?
In Suceava.
Suceava, okay.
It's another 50K from my town, but I didn't know. I was getting ready for something, you know, like leaving the house, and I don't know now.
So you moved to Suceava?
Yeah, I moved to Suceava, and I have an uncle there, and he was, it's like I said, when he didn't have kids in his life, in his own, and he loves me. And he says like, look, when are you gonna do? You're gonna come to me, and
I'm gonna adopt you.
I'm gonna kind of adopt you because your dad has enough. So
Yeah, 10.
then,
You won't feel the
yeah,
difference.
we don't feel the difference. So yeah, I did had the
So you
first
stayed with him.
at the beginning, but because he didn't know how to
Have a child.
have a child.
That's right. How could you if you don't?
So I left him probably after 3 months, and I went to like called a boarding school at the
school.
and yeah, there when I start my life with the boys, life of it was a kind of tough time. I can say I toughened up myself in that period.
Yeah, you
because
became a man.
I mature, I think, too early. I find some problems, Until then, I never find the thing of like what is to be hungry.
Yeah.
And one day, actually, I felt the
Hunger.
hunger, like this is real.
Yeah.
And now no money, nothing. What are you gonna do? But yeah, it was a good time. And after finished that school,
So you finished year 10 or year 12?
year 12.
Year 12.
Yeah.
And were you going to go to Korea?
No, I didn't. My big brother, already left to Italy.
Mhm.
He was already 2 years in Italy, was working, making money.
Oh, what an attraction.
Started buying stuff in our country, and we're like,
I can do that.
I can do that. So he was my model, and I follow in his steps. So yeah, I left to Italy.
So when you were, what, 18?
18.
So you went to Italy?
Yeah.
To Rome? Or
Rome,
just outside Rome?
To Rome. Yeah. First, he was living in Rome,
Yeah.
close to Villa Alba, where we met.
And what were you doing? Construction work?
No, at the beginning, I did some panel beating.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy because my dad is a mechanic.
Oh, so you were around the cars.
Yeah, so I love it. And when I went
Obviously, you spoke no Italian, only English.
Zero.
Only Romanian, sorry.
Exactly.
So you were learning.
You
picked it up.
Italian,
there's not a lot in between
Yeah.
Romanian and Italian.
You can pick it up and especially my, young,
Yeah.
empty brain, a lot to get it in. So yeah, it was good. I learned pretty quick the Italian. It was like really, I even start to learn the dialects.
Were you still strong in your faith?
Yes and no.
When were you baptized? In Romania before you left, or in Italy?
In Italy.
Okay, so you went through a period?
Yeah, I went through a period like a bit rebellious, like try to find, pleasure of this world. Like, let me try this.
Yeah.
I know I've been grow up. Don't touch. But why don't touch?
Yeah.
I need to touch the fire
to get burned.
to get burned. So yeah, I can say it was a little bit, not much, because God have a hand on me, and every time I try to do something stupid, something wrong, all my friends said, I did this. In my case, we're not working. It was not
You were
connecting the
guarded.
dots.
You were guarded.
Yeah, I was like,
It's not working.
yeah, it's not. So
when did you surrender?
In a container ship.
Oh.
In a ship container, I surrendered, to tell you the truth. And God couldn't stop me until He did that to me. He allowed me to go there, and until that moment, that's when my rebellion was like over the roof, and I was the king of the world. But He orchestrates something.
So you, at what age?
I was at 21.
You went into a shipping container to go to where?
To the States, to Canada.
To Canada.
Canada. The States already.
From Italy?
From Italy, from Pisa.
So you locked yourself, you opened the container, or you got somebody to put you in a container?
That was the time when this was in trend. Yes. Everybody, youngsters.
That's how you migrated?
Yeah. So
via containers?
Via container. Everybody some people, they love Italy. They make the life there. I have brothers living there at the moment. And but I never feel home in Italy. And I said, I need to go. And I start to hear this story. Friends of mine have been there. Oh, he arrived. Oh, he's good. His life start. And okay. And this go.
So you were quite courageous,
Oh, that was
stupidly courageous.
definitely.
Did you even know what it's going to be like being in a container?
Yes.
What you
The,
trained?
The guy who put us in the container, he take you in his warehouse and he locks you in his warehouse just to prove to yourself
That you can do it.
you can do it.
How long for?
We stayed in three guys. They said like how many people you want to go. So we say okay, three guys. They tell you what tools to bring with you, and they give you the time, 3 days non-stop. You need to cut this container to get out. So that's how it is. How was there, and if you succeed, and some people they can't cope with the enclosure or something like, and it's
Claustrophobia, lack of oxygen,
it is.
darkness.
It's when you're there, it's not something like okay, this is real. You hit you like
Plus, you need to go to the toilet in the same place.
yes,
Number one and number two.
you
But
know,
what people don't realize, you don't have the whole container to yourself.
exactly.
You probably only have what, half a meter or 1 meter on top.
Yeah, depends what container they put you on, how heavy it is, and like you said, some of them they are half full
Yeah.
because the stuff
Weight.
is heavy, machinery. But between
Tiles.
machinery stuff, tiles. Actually, mine was marble.
Perfect.
Travertine.
Yeah.
We go with this.
So
Yeah.
so the first 3 days,
First race you spend it. You go to Livorno.
that's where you train.
Yeah, where you train. You need to pay him a quite good amount of money.
Yeah.
In that time, my brother was buying an apartment with that money
As a deposit.
as a deposit, not as a deposit, as a full payment for the apartment in Romania.
In Romania. Okay.
And for me, he was like, man, you have the money. And I said, no, man, I have a dream.
Yeah.
Forget about the money. My dream can happen with this. And yeah, I left. He didn't want to let me go. He's like, he's going to hide my passport or something. And I left him a note on the bed. I said, if you don't see it here, we'll see up there, brother.
Wow.
And yeah, that was my.
So in Livorno you train, and then in Pisa you
yes,
boarded.
in the port.
So all three of you, same guys?
Three of us. So this guy, they get you inside the port, like in the where the containers are. They put you on the rail train. The containers are going into the port.
Yeah.
He opens the container for you, and he encloses you there,
Yeah.
and you give him the money, and
That's it. Bob's
that's
your
it.
uncle.
You are
How
there.
long are you expected to be at sea? 10 days, 12 days?
10 days. That was the plan, but it took us
And heat, water, everything, all the
everything.
supplies
You
you've
need
taken.
to be self-sufficient from start to finish with all you have. So yeah.
Sleeping pills?
Yeah, even sleeping pills. If you have, he provides that for you. Give you. He said in case you can't because you'll be a bit sick or seasick.
It's seasick plus claustrophobia.
Everything.
Even though you may not be claustrophobic, eventually it can get to you.
Yeah, it can happen.
And plus mind games.
Exactly.
And then if one loses it, maybe others lose it as well.
True.
So were you in a 20-foot or 40-foot container?
20 foot.
So small container.
No.
40 foot.
40 foot. It was 40. Long one. It was a long one.
And to what height was it loaded? Half?
Yeah, it was a little bit more than a half.
Which was great because you had room.
Yeah, so you have room. He was plenty of room. And yeah, this guy.
So you had a mattress as well or to sleep on?
He provides some kind of coffin.
Oh.
Aluminium stuff with some scuba diving gear because you need to not touch the container until you pass in the security inside the port. So it's an anti-human body, X-ray anti-human body. They will. So when the train starts, you jump into this box, you put the oxygen mask, and you just go for 6 hours.
Just like that.
Just in that box, and when that stops, the train stops, and you start to feel like movement. You can come out and breathe normally, and start to even make some holes and start
get
to
oxygen.
Get the oxygen from outside.
So did you have drill machines for holes or manual ones?
Manual ones, because
drill.
Not drill, because from his experience,
Noise. Or the
it's not
batteries run
about the
out.
noise. The battery runs out with
Very
the humidity and stuff, and he says like you can't rely on this. So
How thick is the metal? 4 mil, 5 mil.
like, it's something you cut, like, for us, if it takes you 3 days to cut this, it's crazy.
So you make holes first,
Yeah,
then you enlarge the hole,
Yeah,
and then
and with the little cutting what the
yeah, I know.
yeah,
Just a blade.
The blade, just the blade, and you have plenty blades.
Yeah.
Just you have to do it non-stop. The cutting, it takes very long, and if you burn the blade,
You got to do the next
you need
one.
the next one.
So how big the hole would you make? About 40 centimeters, 40 by 40.
Initially, the idea was to cut just around the doors,
Yes.
around the door. What is the handle? To make a hole as a hand and open with the handle.
Just for a hand.
Yeah, just for the hand. That was the initial
Thought.
But our container was put with the face of the wall of the container inside the ship, and we couldn't open the front.
Oh, there was another container there.
There was a half wall, so we can't open the door.
Oh yeah, it would have hit a
We
hole.
make the hole, and when you try to open the door, you couldn't open. So we see it. Okay, so in this
Take
case,
two.
we start to
So
make
you were
the
on
hole.
a ship by now.
Yes. So he took us probably 3 days until we end the ship. So everything was good until I was putting inside the ship. And when he puts you in, you wear the ear muffs, because the noise from the containers, it's very horrific. And they take you and they put you in. Once your container goes on, you feel all right. But when containers start to feel like boom,
Another one.
another one, and
On
another 4 or 5.
Oh yeah.
That's no problem. But when you feel after you feel the inside the ship, it makes like a big cover, and this cover comes and it closes. When that cover closes, from that noise, from that thing, something is happening, like you lose your hearing. Silence. In that moment, I felt I was buried alive. And you start to feel like, boom, another container, because they still build another 7, 8 containers on top of that.
Oh.
In top of the ship. So in that moment, this is where I start my surrender. To tell you the truth, when I saw, I didn't have the end. We couldn't open. So it took us to cut a little hole like this when we train so long. And now we need to cut a hole for our body size. And we're like,
but how do you know which way do you go? You go left, right, how many to the right, how many to the left?
Containers, everyone, they need to be back to back.
Yeah.
And everyone, they need to be visited by all the seals and everything.
Oh, so there's never...
in the between of two, there are aisles.
Okay, so you knew, or did you know on which side to cut?
Yes, if you cut in the back, you're going to need the other container.
Yeah.
So, but you cut in the front, we couldn't open the door. We make a few holes.
So you only had to cut one?
Yes, we need to cut one big one. But he was the most scary thing, like, how are we going to make it or not? Like, because he was hard. He was like, all right. So yeah, in that moment, I can say I vowed to God. And in that moment, I felt like these guys are a bit scared. They were scared. They start to get a little bit of paranoid and stuff like, nah, man. One guy who was with us in container, he did this trip once before.
And he didn't make it?
No, he was with us in the container. He didn't make it. He arrived in the States, and the States sent him back. Because Canada will still give you the right to stay.
But no US?
The US, no. US will pay you a ticket and go back there.
And this was take 2 for him?
Yes, take 2. And that's what he was scaring us. We're not going to make it. Guys, that's it. You now pay. Do whatever. This is impossible.
How did he do it the first time? He had others more stronger than him?
He did it with 5 guys before.
Okay.
And he said he even had to cut just around that, and he says it was hard, but he says, like, he not even want in the first day to take his turn. So like, man, come and do something now. We're not gonna make it, man. It's impossible. And he was keep saying it. I'm like, man, we're gonna make it. And that's it. I said, God, if you take me out of here, I will serve you
For the rest of my
for
life.
the rest of my life. I would say like, God, give me that peace. And I received that peace, and I start cutting, and everything was, and the boat, the ship hit the ocean, and the storm
Started rocking, eh?
started rocking, like a big storm happened.
Were you vomiting?
No, I didn't have like seasick. I have a little bit of dizziness.
What about the boys?
Yeah, one he has, the other one just the same dizziness, but yeah, we managed to survive the storm. It was we cut the container after.
Did water come in?
No, we're in the
Or
container.
you were in the belly?
Yeah, we're in the belly, so we didn't. But after
Oxygen, enough oxygen?
enough oxygen, because we managed to cut the holes and we start to have air from outside.
Okay.
But the air is not something. Imagine you're sitting there, the container is quite sealed. The air, you just need to train your lungs to breathe easily. Because
Gentle.
if you kind of suffocate yourself.
Yeah, you
So,
hyperventilate.
yeah, you need to really keep your low action. So
I've stayed at high altitude, so it's very similar
mm,
when I climbed the Himalayas.
it's something like that. So it was quite challenging. So we managed to come out of the container.
Hang on. So how long did it take?
The
whole journey?
The whole journey, 21 days.
So it took longer than normal.
Double.
Wow. Why is that? It stopped in
Because of the
another
storm.
port. Or because of the storm?
The ship stopped in the middle of the ocean and it didn't move
For days?
for days. 4 5
In the
days.
Atlantic, somewhere.
Somewhere in the because it was a storm. One night was a storm. Second
So
night was
it
a
left
storm.
Pisa, and then he went into the Mediterranean.
Yes.
From Gibraltar
Yes.
to the Atlantic
It's
Ocean.
very in the Mediterranean, very agitated. I'm telling you, he was such very. The boat was rocking, I think, more than when he arrived in the ocean. But as we felt, we like kind of in the ocean. One night the storm was too much. We like stay in the belly. We come out with some leathers. Then
Hang on. So on what day did you come out? 4 days, 5 days?
9th day.
On the 9th day,
The 9th day. Yeah.
So it took 9 days to cut a whole 40 by 40
Yes.
centimeters.
No. 6 days.
6 days.
6 days.
And
In
what
3 guys.
did you cut it at a low height or at a high?
Low height. So we make some holes. We see what's happening behind.
Yeah.
The door was blocking. Okay, we have like a half wall, and we could squeeze through here. So that's how we manage to cut it. So yeah.
So you've cut the metal, and so you came out.
Yeah.
But there's crew on the ship, right? And they come to inspect.
True. But
it's massive.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's like
these guys. They say, look,
it's like a cruise boat.
Yeah, it's very.
So would you go back into the ship to sleep at night in your container? Or where would you sleep?
We down there. Yeah, the smell started to be. It was really
Unpleasant.
no good. So we cut it and we went out on top of get out of the ship, and that was one experience which was really wow. The ship was just feeling like silence and storm, silence and storm. But something like minute or two, just you couldn't hear anything, and one of a sudden just water everywhere. When we came out and we stay like on the thing, on the deck, we arrived like the silent. We have that thing, and okay, why is so silent? Because the containers, when they move, the crunching on them, they make some noise like you in hell. I don't know how it's there, but
so you stayed all the time with the
yes,
earmuffs?
you cannot.
Ah.
It's the sound of it, the metal on metal, and because they anchor and the ship when it does the movement, you think that's it. This is
falling apart.
Yeah, it's falling apart. So we arrived there and kind of like, okay, be silent. So we took the thing. We're like, what's happened? We look left and we see like a wall. We see right. We see like a wall. It's like, man, what's happened? But the boat was really rocking. And if you see this huge thing doing that, it's like, what's happened? And all of a sudden, like a wave came on us.
Wait, you.
I just remember, I jumped on the floor, I put my hands into a grate, and the water was coming on top of me like this.
You could have
Like-
been washed.
Yeah. So, but all this, the water just comes.
Yeah. and
So
go.
this boat goes between the waves.
Yeah.
And when he arrives in the waves, it's silent. When you go on top of the waves, and after the water comes back, it's like washing machine. And the water just go everywhere. And just after 1 minute, 2 minutes, we're like wet and we look what's happened.
Baptized.
Yeah, so we understand what's happened. And the guy was telling us, okay, after that you can go, you climb 7, 8 containers, you go on top,
Yeah.
and you find the cars for export. You go
You
inside, they're open, and you can sleep more comfortable there.
Or the cars sit on top.
The car sit on top, yeah. It's full of tractors, depends what's coming
machinery.
from, machinery. Like, so we find the cars were there. We just get fine
Oh,
inside.
you found one?
Yeah, plenty.
Lots.
It's full. It's like a line there. So
New cars.
new car, brand new cars. We took the plastic off and have fun.
Slept.
Slept. So yeah, that was
Each one in his own car this time.
yes, actually yeah, because I was on snoring. Imagine to have somebody in the container and close with it and to snore like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
was
you
not.
took all your food with you up there on the-
Yes, what was left.
Not much left. Because
Because
you
10
budgeted
days.
for 10 days and now you're staying 21. So the crew didn't know you were on board.
No, we go there and we during the day,
What would have happened if they had found you?
many things. I have friends. They left Italy. They never arrived in Canada, States, or anywhere. They did not even arrive home. So till this day, my best friend, I don't know what happened.
So he either died in the container,
How they died in a container,
or the crew threw them
or the-
overboard.
yeah.
What, did the crew get fined? Or
Yes,
if
that's
they-
his problem because the crew prefer to don't take you there
Yeah, to not
because he get fined. He needs to pay all these containers what you
Destroy.
destroy, the sealed and everything,
paperwork,
paperwork.
customs,
And they need to pay
delays.
your tickets to go back. And actually, they suggest you to take you around with them and bring you back
3 months later.
3 months later. So
It's cheaper
yeah, so
to feed you.
and another when we arrived there in the States, the guy who interview us, and he show us some pictures. Said, "Man, you don't know what we find in these containers." He show us some pictures. People frozen because the container was in the freezer,
Fridge.
and he was crazy. He was like,
Or overheating.
yeah, there
or
was some
dying.
people like scraping the thing and death. Like I was like, man, you. We like, oh, but I said they didn't allow us to stay in the States. They
So where did you land? Did you land in Canada?
yeah, we landed in Charleston, in the States. We went in the States, but the ship, our container was going to Canada, but because I think of the storm or something, he
They
stopped here just because he wants to, I think, get fuel or something.
supplies.
I don't know. And we think when we came out, we were thinking we're in Canada. And we come out of the ship like that's it, we made it.
So how did you come out?
I think so. When the ship was
Docked?
docked there, and we really came out just like walking out
Down the stairs
down the stairs between people.
with your backpack.
No, probably we didn't took that backpack. No, we just
paperwork.
Just probably
So they thought you were crew?
yes. You too. No, they actually was early morning.
Yeah.
We come out of the ship like try to sneak.
Yeah.
So we managed to nobody to see us. So we came out of the ship, but we didn't know when you walk into this
Docks.
you have people walking and cars, and we didn't know. We just saw okay. We see a fence, and oh my god, and we jump out, and we left the trail through some containers, and in that time we open an alarm. And in 5 seconds, police around us like stop because we're on the border. We're like,
Yeah.
so yeah, they took us in,
Interviewed you.
interview. Okay, give us some
Did they interrogate you? Exactly. Who
yeah.
was the person
Yeah.
who got you in?
everything. But
Obviously, you didn't tell them.
no, but it's
They know.
they know it is. They want to stop it, but it was the problem is not their problem. It's the ship problem. So everything is on them.
Yeah.
So they have it with them. Why
Yeah.
you bring these people? Why this?
Yeah.
And then start pay for them. Start do this. That's why they will prefer you to throw in the water or I
Yeah.
don't know, lose you or something. during the.
So how long were you arrested? Did they put you in? So they locked you up.
Yeah, they keep us for 2 3 days. They find us where we're coming from, and ONU actually came and they said no, we can't give you the state because the ship is gonna pay you to be deported, and it will be deported to your country
And
straight
so
away. So after 4 or 5 days
they sent you to Romania, not to Italy.
to Romania, yeah.
And did they notify the authorities in Romania?
What's happened? When they discharge you, they left to say you've been part of the cruise ship, and this you just try to escape. There's nothing. It's not charge on you like
Yeah.
you did something or you break.
So
the
when you
law.
landed in Romania, they never asked you anything?
Oh,
They
Romania
did.
was the worst. We like
So you landed in Bucharest and they arrested you?
yes, we landed here on autoplane.
All three of you?
All 3 of us.
So you couldn't get off in Europe with the...
We went in Europe. We went and we flew through Switzerland,
But you weren't allowed.
Zurich, but not. But we were like, we are the first people come from the plane. Like the police come and take you, like you.
Oh, you were under arrest?
Yeah, with the cuffs. It's not like, and you
Okay.
go and you sit there in a room.
But
Like
on the plane, you didn't have the cuffs?
no, on the plane you come first. When
When you
no,
land?
the last one. Sorry, come last, and when the plane goes, you go first out.
Yeah.
And come, they take you and they take you there, keep you there. Everything was fine. It was like so pleasant until we hit the autopay.
What happened there?
What is your money? You come from the States. Show us the money. Show us the thing. What's happened? Like, really. And we like, for me, in that time, army was compulsory.
Yeah.
And they need to send me into the army.
Okay.
Because if you don't follow the education,
Yeah, you have to do the...
you have to, so for me, I was already in like 2 3 years. They were like, I was, and they like, but yeah, on the
Did they keep you in? How long did they keep you in? Or
No,
a couple of hours?
couple of hours, and they just let us go. We can say we bribed them.
Yeah.
With few money which we left in the pocket, and yeah, they said, look, you don't go home. We send you somebody home at your place. You'll tomorrow you'll be arrested. Then you'll take you straight to the army, and you need to serve the country. And yeah.
So you didn't go home?
No, I didn't go. Didn't go home. I went to some friends and tried to, because imagine my mom felt something. Where is Alex? Asked my brother. Well, here and there. No, I want to talk to him. 21 days didn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Where is my son? He tried to like not panic, but my mom felt something. She felt something not good with me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, imagine now.
So you called her?
Yeah, I break the news. I knew she was at the shop somewhere, and I went and I just, hello, mom. She looked at me. What's happened? And on the end, she find out. That's the thing. After 10, 15 days, she find out
That you were?
I left for the States. So yeah, that was.
So you ran away back to Italy
Yes.
within days?
No. Now in days, I like adventure, but I have a moment. Probably I arrived in November, and I left in May. And in this time, I met my wife, and I married her.
Nice. Had you been baptized?
Yes. Yes.
In Italy?
In Italy, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, after I stayed 6 months running like a fugitive. The army, the police was after me. Like he was even threatening my dad where he is, because we know
Romania?
we know he's here.
Because you didn't want to go to the army?
Yeah, we know he's home. Where it is, you should dob him in, because and it was a time like, but it was alright. I managed to escape, and it was quite fun. Playing Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Catch you if you can.
So you got married and then you took Carmen with
No,
you?
I didn't get married. I just get engaged in Romania.
Uh-huh.
I went to my mother-in-law and I said, I want your daughter. I go, who are you? Where are you coming from? Why do I didn't see you now and now you're my daughter? Just let's talk. Let's see what's happening because it's can't come from nowhere and I want to marry my daughter. So now I just engaged her and as a Romanian, I left Romania illegally because I couldn't pass the border legally.
Yeah.
So I need to.
So you went back to Italy
I went
through
back to
Hungary or through
yeah.
Serbia?
To Serbia.
Mhm.
So yeah, and that was
Another adventure.
another adventure, which I really start to enjoy, like
The thrill.
the thrill and he was fun. I don't know. I was living on the edge. I was really adrenaline seeker.
Mhm.
I was jumping from some cliffs, like 10, 15-meter cliff, just in the water. And the one which was the last one was 25-meter high in Latina, somewhere in Italy,
Wow.
with my wife. I was married, my wife was pregnant, and I did it in the front of her.
Of a dam or a bridge?
Or a cliff. Cliff was going to the water, and then I realized, wow, have I done? Because I
She
jumped
didn't
in.
panic?
She was like, didn't believe I will do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I didn't even give a second thought because if you do it, you're not gonna do it. Or you jump or you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, I jumped from the cliff. You jump in your legs with shoes on, and usually you jump in air and you don't open the eye. You knock a few seconds.
Because yeah, it's a free fall
Yeah.
for a while.
You think, okay, I'm gonna hit the water.
But you don't. It takes time.
It takes time. So it's like eternity. And when it
I know.
happened,
I've jumped off a dam
okay,
and I didn't know how big it was. And I think it was about 30 meters. And I think I had to breathe about 3 or 4 times. I'm going, nothing.
that's what it was.
And my whole concentration was to keep my balance so I don't
Follow the sides. Yep.
And when I went under the water, I went so deep that the sun disappeared. And I thought, man, how long will it take me to come out? And I'm swimming, I'm not coming out.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I see the light, the sun, and then just increasing. I think it took me like 40 seconds or something to come out.
Probably was less, but
It seems
forever.
When I realized what I'd done, I thought, man, never in my life.
Yep.
And I remember seeing my shadow on the wall as I'm coming down on this dam, because there was a dam in Victoria.
Yeah. Okay.
Others were jumping, and I.
Yeah, probably that was the thing. Others was jumping, and but for me it was like I opened the eyes and I look, and I was like, I didn't jump. I was like, still have so much to go, and that's when I panicked. I believe when I hit the water with my feet, like to keep the balance. My shoes were broken. I don't know what the impact went so hard.
Yeah.
You even need to throw some rocks to water to don't be flat.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I broke my shoes and I said, "Wow!" I said, "Nah, never again." I came out like you said. You go so deep, and I tried to don't look scared, but my wife was looking at me. Are you okay? Okay.
Yes.
I'm okay. So yeah, that was.
She probably didn't realize what it was, how dangerous that was.
Yeah, she was. But I was like.
So the wedding was in Italy.
Yes. So
she could come legally because she had.
No, in that time, yeah, you need to come by a visa because you were still not in Romania, was not in Europe, Schengen. Yeah. So after a while, yes, she probably would buy a visa for her, and she came to Italy. And yeah, after 6-7 months, we get married in Italy.
And then, did you have your son there or here?
Yes, the first son is born in Italy.
Okay, Lucas.
So Lucas is born in Italy. So
and what made you want to come to Australia? Not Canada.
I think God has his own sense of humor. And he was not my wheel. For me, Australia was, I never heard about it. Like I heard about it,
Yeah.
but never been on my radar. Like, and even Perth.
Yeah.
Who's gonna come to Perth? No, it was just
How
happened.
did you come? Like, did you apply for a visa, or did you
Yeah,
apply for as a tourist, or
as a tourist.
okay,
I came in 2004.
by yourself
Not by myself, with my wife and my firstborn,
with Romanian passports or Italian
Romanian
passport?
passport.
And
But we took the visa from Italy, from Rome,
okay,
from Australian embassy in Rome
as tourists.
as tourist.
Okay.
But imagine, I was young, 24 years old, and I don't know. It was a miracle, like because we took it as a family, and even for me, I said, wow, if we're right there, we never come back.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we did on the end. We
So you landed in Perth,
yeah, we landed in Perth.
met us and a lot of other Romanians. Here?
Yes, I landed in Perth because I have a cousin here.
Okay.
My first cousin, which married this man from Australia. So she was like, when she was married in Romania, I was at their wedding, and she said, "You're the first person I'm gonna uh,
Bring to Australia.
bring to Australia." I was just laughing,
She was prophesying.
100%. And believe it or not, I was the first one. Even the mom and dad didn't come before me. I was like, and yeah, after I came here, I love the country.
Mhm.
I really, and I have, I acquired some skill because I started as a panel beater,
Mhm.
but after I saw how construction is good, they're like, it was double, triple paid. And I said, nah, I'm not gonna,
So you learned tiling.
yeah. So I started learning tiling and other trades like Italy. And I concentrate on tiling, and I said, all right. And when I came to Australia in 2004, it was a boom. It was like I went and I applied. Let's see, they said, okay, but I didn't have the language, I didn't have the thing. But what you could earn in those days, it's not like today.
Yeah.
Now it's different. But then the days I remember people just like when you can book, I want to book you, I want to do my job because it was shortage
Yeah.
and the building was exploding, and that's how I said, okay, this is a good country, and we we stay.
Yeah.
We start to enjoy life in Australia,
Wonderful.
in Perth.
And then you went down to Dunsborough or Boston.
Yes,
And what happened there?
many times.
Yeah, many times.
I love that place.
Yeah, it's paradise.
Paradise. When that water is so still and everything is like heaven. So yeah, what's happened there? Being again energetic, playing with boats when I came here. I kite surfing. I when I city or wind, it's Perth.
Yeah.
And for me, I did a bit in Italy, but when I came here, you can do kite surfing like quite 6 months. You can do it perfectly, safely.
Yeah.
I could not believe. So I was just like every day at the ocean, enjoying this and doing that, working, and yeah. So start with the boats, and in 2011, yeah, took a family trip. Me, my wife, and two boys took a boat. I took a pizza oven on the wheels, the little pizza oven.
Yeah.
Do you remember here
Yeah.
the first one? So we went there, and a few other families. We went in one of these Christian camps,
Yes.
and we all
A dinghy boat.
a dinghy boat, a big dinghy with a big engine on,
Yeah.
because I want to tow something behind. So we like, all right, let's do this. So we went there, and we set up the tents, everything, the pizza oven. The ocean was really rough. Like it was quite rough. It was no good. Kids, they like to do some tubing with them.
Yeah.
But I said, nah, man, it's not. I'm not gonna do it. We do it tomorrow. Definitely will be flat. Just leave it. And yeah, we go around there, and it was still day big, like summer. It was on 3 of January, and everybody there. Oh, let's go. Let's put just a little turn with the down. Okay, I put the boat in the water, and I took 1, 2, 3 kids. We play a little bit. And one of the kids, really tough, Cookie, he's like, no, you can't take me off this. Let's go hard, go hard. And
Off the tubes.
of the tubes. So go, put him in circle, do like a big turns, and when it goes like, and you find a little wave, you can flip him over.
Flip him over.
But I couldn't flip this guy off. He was so tough, I'm telling you. And yeah, I went, and after a few laps in this full speed.
So the dinghy was driven like this, or with a steering wheel? The boat.
With the steering wheel.
Okay.
With the steering wheel, and yes, I was going really like trying to get in this guy, and I hit a sandbar, something like a little wood. I didn't see it, so my boat, it just went in the sky. It like just went there, and I fall from there
into the water,
into the engine, into the propeller, and I have here a few scars on my hand, and the propeller I tried to push to protect myself and that, so he cut my hand like in a few pieces, like, and he hit my my scalp, and it just went through like a really open knife. So
were you by yourself driving the boat?
Yes.
And who was the kid behind in the jeep?
This guy. It's a John Alp, the little John. He was 13 back in days.
13, yeah.
And he was on the tube, and he didn't get scared. He just like, imagine I fall there, I was full like blood and this, and he was like, all right. I don't remember.
Obviously, you fell unconscious.
I fell unconscious. Everything. It's why they told me. Everybody. It's just like, he told me, man, I saw you up there, and all of a sudden you just went down.
You sank.
You sank. So he just jumped from the tube. He came and he said, I swim under to take you out, and I hold you there until somebody else would have the boat, because.
And the boat is still spinning?
The boat was still spinning. My fault. I took the safety thing, and to be more thing, I just hooked it there instead to hook it to new. And that was my big mistake. So now safety first. Since there, of course, safety first it is. But yeah, they took me out. They bring me on the shore, and then I remember me with like a towel on top of my head and full of blood, and they said, "What's happened?" They're asking everybody why I'm here. What's happened? And everybody tried to calm me down. You're all right. I just, it's fine. We'll be fine. And nothing. They bring me to the shore. They lay me down, and the ambulance came. So they couldn't come to the beach, but they come the paramedics, and they took me on. And there when something happened to me. In that moment, as the paramedics took me on the sleigh, take me off, I saw for the first time, I look at myself, me being with the paramedics, and I was watching myself.
So you were outside the body?
I was outside the body. I was looking at me, and I couldn't believe. At the first second, I said, wow, what's happened? I want to go back. And I was like a bit, not, why, what this happened? I didn't realize what's happened.
Yeah.
But I left the body, and I went up, and I saw like big view, bird's eye view, like everything was under me there. And I hit a light, something like a warm light, a light who gives you joy and peace. I'm telling you, I was like, I arrived.
You're floating.
I don't know, I was like, heaven, that's it, thanks. Then I heard a voice.
I had an out-of-body experience, so I've reached that point as well.
I heard the voice, it's not your time yet.
Wow.
And in that moment, like a rock.
Yeah, you fall.
I know. And I arrive in the ambulance, and this guy, we lost you, we have you again. We lost you, we have you again. Stay with us, stay with us. And he was like, okay, what's happened? No, I want to go back to change. I wanted that joy And it was something like, no man,
Yeah.
I want to go. No, it's not done. Anyway, that happened between the each of the Basselton to the hospital Basselton.
Yeah.
So they said I was unconscious on my paper. 30 minutes I was unconscious, totally gone.
Yeah.
So, but when I arrived at the hospital, my wife came there, other car there, and said, "Nah, he's not going to make it. We're going to try flying to Perth. So he's going to fly with the doctors, but it's too bad." He says like he hit the thing, and I was start to like because the propeller hit my skull and it touched a main artery, and my left side was paralyzed, and I couldn't feel anything. My face, jaw drop. I started to look a bit scary. It's not about the blood. It was all covered, but it's nice. If you make it, it's a miracle.
Mm.
So yeah, they flew me that night home.
With the chopper or plane? Helicopter.
I think, oh no, with the plane. They took me with the plane, and they stopped even on the way to Bamburi, I think, and they took another patient was next to me. I don't know whether it was 1 and 2, but 2 in 1. So we arrived to Perth, and it was on 3rd of January. It was crazy, and the doctors called my wife. Says like
Royal Perth.
Royal Perth, yeah. It says, look, we don't have doctors. It can't be operated. I don't know what we're gonna do. Probably we just stitch him back and just give it to him like this home. My wife said no. She was on the phone. She was coming home.
Yeah.
I said no. You do your part, and God is gonna do his. And after a while, these guys find the doctor in Sydney. They flew him over. The thing is, what's happened, they didn't want to operate because they said, my chances to survive are pretty low. And he's like, no many doctors want to put their hands because they said, got on their record, he dies. And that's what we've been there. And it's just like, we stitch you, it's all right. But to go and start to they took everything out, put it all together.
Yeah.
And they screw it with titanium plates. So in here I'm full titanium now. And after they put everything back and clean and make sure they put my wife to, when he arrived before the operation, to sign a paper for the incineration and everything, because it's all it's gonna be like I will be dead or I will be like a vegetable or something. But it was no chance for me to come good again. So my wife, very strong woman, she said, look, please do you whatever needs to be done.
This guy will survive.
Will survive.
He's
my wife,
survivor.
yeah,
He's been to.
yeah.
He's survived the containers. He survived the police. He survived the army chase.
He's a fighter. She was like, but my wife, she was a fighter. She was like, my wife, she's a very soft lady when she comes emotionally and stuff. But in that moment, God give her a strength for the kids, because I have one was 7, the big, and one was 1.
Yeah.
So I have 2 boys, and the boys are scared, like to look at me, even like because my face was there. I was even shaved because they do the thing, and the hand and
the swelling.
Yeah, and I was even my hands were black because of all the blood and stuff, infusion and stuff. So I was looking quite scared. They didn't want to come next to me, and my wife's like, "No, I need to be strong for these kids." And we have a pastor which he pray for us and he empowered. We have Pastor Chinyama Kangombe in the time.
Yeah,
he was such a strong man. Like my wife called him and he tell, look what's happened with Alex. And the pastor empowered to him. Was like, look,
I'll come to the hospital.
Sorry?
Did he come to the hospital?
Yes, but he empowered her in a way, like he said, like, don't allow the devil give you different scenario. Just believe he's gonna make it. Don't allow any doubt in your mind. And she was full on, like everybody like comment. It's like, man, if I look at me, because after they operate me, I was paralyzed. I'm left side paralyzed, and my face was like, and I was like, all right. And she was really, really not not allow any doctor. The doctor says like, man, no, it's not good. It's not gonna. It's, no, he's gonna make it.
Yeah.
God did a miracle. Like after I don't know, probably 2 3 days, I start to feel pin and needles.
Mm-hmm.
But to tell you the truth, the worst I have the joy from above, and I laugh. I say jokes to people, and people look at me like, "What's wrong with this guy?" And you look at him, and even the girl like was working there was looking at him, man.
You've lost it, or you found it?
What's happened?
Yeah.
I said, you don't know what it's like. This is good, but I get a bit worried about when I said to my hand to move, and it didn't move.
Yeah.
And when I took it and it was dropping, I was like,
Uh-oh.
oh. But the same, the pastor was saying, don't believe that. You're going to make it. You're going to make it. And after a few days, when I start to be like pinching needles, very painful, like extrusion pain. I was screaming like, I don't know, like, doctors, please do something. I can't live with this pain. And they said, no, this is good.
It's helping.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
Many people after 10 years, if they feel a little tingles, you like this, you don't know how lucky you are.
Yeah.
And my wife said, no, lucky when you play lotto or casino. This is blessing.
Yeah.
So it took me a while, 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months rehabilitation, being quadriplegic, Osborne Park, Shenton. And when you see just people fall for a ladder, for a chair, paralyzed for life. And I was with a brain injury, like then I was with one hand pushing
the wheel,
and because this one took a while, and my leg didn't want to walk. My leg, I need to teach him back to walk because he was not doing movements. He was doing, but he was
uncontrolled.
It was taking very long until I managed to bring
full
it back,
function.
full functional. Yeah.
Mm.
So
What year was this?
2011. And in the same year, because I said God has his sense of humor, I met a friend here from America, from the States, and I went to a wedding. We've been to that wedding in Albany, George Apostle and something.
Sarah. Sephora.
And I
was preaching at the wedding, I think.
Thankfully, yeah. And he was Alex Turcano from the States.
Yeah.
And he saw me saying some jokes at the table, entertaining people and stuff. And he was like, "You coming to my wedding?" I said, "Who are you?" First time I met him. "Who is this?" Okay. I said, "Where are you? America?" Oh. After 2 years,
you were at his wedding.
I was at his wedding in America, in North Carolina, next to Charleston.
Yeah. There you go.
And why God has this sense of humor? I flew to the States with the Romanian passport, American visa for 10 years.
Yeah.
So I have from 2011 to 2021, I have an American visa in my passport.
The Romanian passport.
Romanian passport. First time I traveled in the container.
Yeah.
But this time, I went to the Sydney airport, and from Sydney to LA, somebody said, "You can try. It's a thing. You can try and ask when you check in, upgrade." And guess what?
Did you go by yourself?
By myself.
Yeah. And you were upgraded.
I just asked him, "Look, I have a dream, and one day I will fly to business class. I don't know if this is the day." He said, the lady said, "Do you want to know how much it costs?" I said, "Yeah." He told me the thing. "Oh, thank you very much." When he gave me the tickets, I took the pad from Sydney to business class.
Wow.
And I flew business class from Sydney to LA.
Wow, 14 hours.
So God is like, you know what? Why don't wait another 10 years?
Yeah.
And I will fly.
That's amazing.
So yeah.
And then you've also been to Indonesia with us in missions.
Yeah. A few times.
In the jungles. Twice, I think.
Yeah, I've been first in 2009,
And then you took the boys.
and after I took both boys,
Yeah.
one was 4, and the other one was
He
11.
was our youngest missionary.
Youngest missionary. Everybody was looking
In
at
the
him.
jungles.
You remember he was
Ooh.
white
Praying.
skin and
Yeah.
blonde,
Yeah.
and everybody were like,
They all wanted photos with
yeah,
him.
what is this? Took picture with him, like, because they never saw.
Our mascot.
Yeah, it was like the highlight of the.
And you testified in front of hundreds of people there as well.
Yep.
What God had done in your life.
Yep.
Where are you now, Alex?
In terms of
In your faith, in your walk, in your family life?
now, I think I settle a little bit for having a life which balanced life, not seek the adrenaline, but how I used to.
Yeah.
I like some adrenaline here and there, but I realize my family is still important, and I need to even take care of them,
Tame yourself a little
tame myself, and
bit. Are your kids anything like you?
yes.
Unfortunately. Or fortunately.
The big one is like me. He's like trying to experience everything on his own.
Yeah.
He's almost 19.
Drives a fast car.
And he's just but I'm telling, he's good.
He's better than what you were.
Compare with like I said, okay, he's good. So yeah.
What about next? What's next for Alex and Carmen?
I ask that myself every time. What is next?
What would you like to be remembered for? By your kids, grandkids? What's the legacy?
He was open enough, with the what to call it. I have some values, and I try to give it to them in the way I receive them.
Yeah.
I respect them, and if I can impart that into them and give that legacy, like in the way, man, I did my job. I did my job well.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big step. But I'm still young, and I just I don't know if I open the box with the dreams, probably it's gonna ask some adrenaline. There are still many other dreams which I wanna fulfill, but it's I'm good at the moment. I can say I'm happy with my life, and I'm blessed to be in this country.
Yeah.
To have a wife like mine and 2 kids. At the moment, I can say I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
I am. You can't do this in Europe. No, anybody else. I think Australia at the moment is the best. That's for me. It's good. I can enjoy my time. I can enjoy everything I like in this country at the moment. And yeah, I try to be a blessing for everybody comes into my way. So yeah.
Beautiful. Look, I thank you so much for just sharing your story and what a journey you've had. And just to be triumphant in all of this is just a blessing. When you hear the ambulance, does it do anything to you?
No, really, no. At the beginning, yeah.
Well, our studio is obviously on a very major road, and this area is a very interesting area. And there's a lot of activities here by police and ambulance, so you can always hear them coming by. But it's good that it has no resemblance to you. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, the doctor says I'm really blessed because I don't remember anything from it.
Yeah.
Because this
could have been a trauma.
Could be a trauma. Like it says, this is perfect. Because I would like to remember. I remember a few scenes, but nothing, and it didn't affect me emotionally or something. I was pretty stable, and only thing when I came probably, I don't know how long, I took my boat into the water.
Yeah.
And that was a bit of it, but it was just, I need to go over it. I knew even when I tried to drive it, I was feeling something, like
Yeah.
something was remembering me, something in my mind, but I passed really, and after now, I'm still fishing, deep sea fishing and stuff. And
Still tiling, still baking, still all the skills are there.
no, sometimes I can say probably it became more faster after that. It's like more
A new way of life.
accurate.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Alex. I can't fully understand everything that you've gone through, but you are where you are today, and I just think that God, He's allowed you to go through that because He's got something much more for you and for your boys as well. And I'm watching this space with excitement.
Me too.
Yeah.
Next chapter.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what a story, eh? You didn't expect this at the beginning of this podcast, did you? A shipping container traveling to US for 21 days, not exciting, and then having a massive boat accident where your head is split in half, and learning to walk again, to talk, and to do life again, and to make it like Alex did this far. Praise God for that. God is an amazing God, and even though we go through massive challenges in life, and I'm sure some of you who are listening or watching this have had your own part and your own challenges as well, God somehow gets us through it all. And today, Alex can smile and laugh about it and embrace the future and the next chapter because he knows who's writing the book, and that is God. Just never forget that God is above everyone else. He's in control. And even though we go through difficult periods in life, He never left us alone. So just have that trust and that faith, and you will overcome anything that life throws at you. If you love this content, please share it with others. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, preferably 5 stars if you could. And we're on YouTube, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Amazon, Spotify, just about every channel you can listen to good content. We thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Kingdom Stories from Down Under. I am Natanael, Costea.
Thank you for joining us on Kingdom Stories from Down Under. We'd love it if you would subscribe, rate, and share these stories with your wider community. And remember, every story is worth sharing, including yours.